Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Michael Gramza, 25-02664 FY, appearance please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. George Anid, this is a public defender on behalf of Michael David Garms III, and sitting to my right is extern.
State your name for the record, please.
Nicholas Mitchell.
Thank you. Okay. You are Mr. Michael Gramza III?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Gramza, I do have a felony complaint here. The allegations are that on or about September 2nd, 2025 at 6200 South Pennsylvania Avenue, that's in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan, and we know that as the Meyer, a supermarket, while Meyer was open, allegedly to the public, steal property of the store that was offered at a price of $200 or more, but less than $1,000, contrary to Michigan compiled law 750.356C. So that's count one, retail fraud in the first degree. And the retail fraud second or subsequent offense notice has been attached, alleging that you did, it says in it further appearing that on or about May 2nd, 2025, said defendant was previously convicted of violating Michigan compiled law 750.356D in the Ingham County, and therefore this violation of MCL 750.356D1 constitutes retail fraud in the first degree that enhances your penalty to the maximum sentence 5 years in prison and or $10,000 in fines, or 3 times the value difference in price of the property stolen, obtained, or attempted to be obtained, whichever is greater. Do you understand the count one, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, there's a count two and count three, both police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing. The allegations are that on or about September 2nd, 2025 at 6200 South Pennsylvania in Lansing, Michigan, Ingham County, that you allegedly in count one did assault, count two, did assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, or oppose. In count two, it was Summer Hayes. In count three, it was Officer Armando Pellegrino, and both police officers of the Lansing Police Department that the defendant knew or had reason to know were performing their duties contrary to the Michigan compiled law 756.81D1. They're both felonies. Maximum penalty was 2 years and or $2,000 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Count two. I'm sorry, we did count two. Count four. Attempted police officer disarming non-firearm. The allegations are again on or about September 2nd, 2025 at 6200 South Pennsylvania, city of Lansing, Ingham County, that you did attempt to commit the following listed offense, and in the attempt did act towards the commission of that offense, but failed in the perpetuation or was prevented of the execution thereof, contrary to Michigan compiled law 750.92. That's police officer disarming non-firearm, alleging that you did take a taser from the lawful possession of Armando Pellegrino, a police officer with the Lansing Police Department, and this was contrary to MCL 750.4791. Count four is a misdemeanor, and the maximum penalty is 2 years and or $1,250 in fines. Upon conviction of attempted felony, the court shall order the law enforcement to collect DNA identification profiling sample. There's an habitual offender fourth offense notice. Second offense. There's an habitual offender second offense notice. It says take notice that the defendant was previously convicted of a felony or an attempt to commit a felony, and that on or about May 2nd, 2025, he was convicted of the offense of resisting and obstructing police in violation of MCL 750.81D1 in the 54A District Court of Ingham County, state of Michigan. Therefore, the defendant is subject to the penalties provided by MCL 769.10 That would enhance your maximum penalty to 1.5 times the maximum sentence on the primary offense or a lesser term. The maximum penalty cannot be less than the maximum term for the first conviction. Do you understand the charge, Mr. Gramza, that was read and the maximum penalty in each count?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to an attorney. Mr. Annette is representing you today for the purpose of your arraignment only. You have the right to have an attorney represent you at all of your court appearances and if you are questioned by law enforcement. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you have the right to make a request to have the public defender's office appointed at the expense of the public. You understand your right to counsel, correct?
Your Honor.
Is he requesting the public defender's office?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. The court will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf at this time. If you opt to stand mute, the matter will continue all the way through to the jury trial stage. You have the right to a preliminary examination because you are being charged with felonies in this complaint. You have the right to have the preliminary examination within 21 days of today's date unless you waive the 21-day timeline or the court finds good cause to go beyond the 21-day timeline. You're currently scheduled for probable cause conference before Judge Stacia Buchanan, September 12th, 9 o'clock in the morning. You have a preliminary examination before Judge Buchanan on September 19th at 1:45 in person at the court. You should have received a notice to appear with those dates. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
At the time of your preliminary examination, you have the right to require the prosecutor establish that they have sufficient probable cause that a felony was committed and sufficient probable cause to charge you as the person who committed the felony counts that you're being charged with. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty. You can maintain your innocence and take this matter to jury trial and make the prosecutor prove each element of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can maintain silence at trial and not have silence be used against you, or you can waive your silence and testify. You have the right to see, hear, or question any witness called to testify against you, the right to present evidence to your defense to these charges, and the right to maintain silence and not have it used against you. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
I was employed, Your Honor.
Okay, you're not employed now. How are you supporting yourself?
I was getting back to work. I just reached out and I'm supposed to be starting it with integrity soon. Integrity with carpentry.
Okay. Can you put your head up when you talk so that I can hear what you're saying? What's your address,
Sorry.
sir?
Sorry, Your Honor. I was supposed to be starting back up with integrity as a carpenter. I'm a journeyman carpenter in the union. I've been in the union for about 6 years now.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
Probation.
Which court?
54A with my probation officers Brendan and Hannah.
Which judge?
Stacia Buchanan.
Thank you. You can address bond counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd ask the court to consider a low 10% bond in this matter. If the court's inclined to do a PR bond, that asks for that, of course. Mr. Graham's, Your Honor, the charges of the complaint, it's uncertain whether they are assaultive in nature, as we know, are resisting and obstructing. Could be a matter of just pulling a hand away, allegedly. And then the attempt for disarming, again, that's also unclear whether that's assaultive in nature. In this matter, I'd ask for a PR bond with 10% bond, so Mr. Grams can go try and find work, pay for his probation that he's currently on, and continue moving on with his life, Your Honor. From my understanding, he has not failed to appear for any court matters in the past, and he assures that you will not have any issues with them. Thank you.
The court received an affidavit of probable cause today in order to review the charges. The allegations are more than just mere tensing up or pulling your arm away. The allegations are that the officers were dispatched to the Meyer in response to alleged retail fraud, that they identified Mr. Grams as a suspect along with others. That they attempted to make contact and gave a lawful order for Mr. Grams to stop, to which that order was not followed. The officers, but Mr. Grams allegedly created distance and began to run away from the officers. There was a chase of some sort that said that once they made contact, Officer Pellegrino had to go hands-on with Grams as Officer Haynes caught up. The other two suspects for the call had now gotten away. Grams was falling to the ground, and that officers Haynes got on the ground to grab Mr. Grams' left arm and attempted to get it behind his back. Allegedly, Mr. Grams kept pushing up off the ground with his right hand on the ground. Officer Haynes used strength and leverage to push Grams over and re-engage with Mr. Grams' left forearm in an attempt to pry it loose with strength and leverage. But Grams had his hands pinned to the ground and was attempting to push up off the ground. During the incident, officers gave Mr. Grams loud verbal commands to put his hands behind his back. He allegedly refused. He continued attempting to push officers off of him. While fighting with Mr. Grams, Officer Pellegrino suddenly felt a intense pressure on his department-issued taser. Mr. Grams allegedly had his hand on the officer's taser and was attempting to pull it out of the holster. Officer Pellegrino let go of his grip and began to strike Mr. Grams on the side of his head with a closed fist in an attempt to retain his taser. Officer Haynes yelled out, "He's got my taser." Officer Pellegrino dispatched blows to the male twice with a closed fist to get him to release the taser. So this is more than just a situation of allegations of just tensing up or maybe moving your hands. In addition to that, when the court reviewed the defendant's criminal history, the defendant was before this court all summer long. Looks like May 2nd, 2025, attempted assault on a police officer. He pled guilty to that. He is currently on probation for 12 months. It looks like on June 9th, 2025, misdemeanor, breaking and entering without entering illegal entry without owner's permission. That he pled guilty to, got credit for 3 days served. And here we are. There was an alleged incident, it looks like since then, in Flint, misdemeanor assault, that's domestic assault, that was actually 2022. He had a 2022 issue that it looks like he did probation for, but he does have some assaultive history. He does have what appears to be here, some assaultive nature in this particular complaint, and he's on probation after having 2 convictions this summer. So a personal recognizance bond is not appropriate in this matter. The bond in this matter will be set in the amount of 12,000, 10% with GPS tether. While out on bond, you're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to possess a gun, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, drugs, unless you have a valid prescription. And you must report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release, and you need to come to all of your court dates. Do you understand that, Mr. Gramza?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have any questions for the court?
No, Your Honor. Can I get my bond one more time?
You're also not to be at the area of 6200 South Pennsylvania Avenue.
Okay, can I get my bond one more time, Your Honor?
Yes, it's 12,000, 10% with GPS tether.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any additional matters for the record,
No,
counsel?
Your Honor.
You're all set, sir.